Hello, greetings everyone. I just wanted to make a little video talking about my documentary film series, Body of Light, that we're now going on to episode 14. So it's 14 weeks I've been releasing an episode every Friday. And I just want it to be clear because I want this information to reach as many people as possible who are wanting or needing or interested in this topic and these topics. And that this documentary series is much more than just about the Tibetan rainbow body and light body, about people disappearing into light while they're alive, after they die, people staying in meditative positions as they die for 14 days, the body shrinking, all that stuff. This project started out focusing greatly on those topics of rainbow body and light body and what it is, why it is, how is it happening, can people in the Western world attain rainbow body, or can that happen to people who are not living in the East, who are not yogis and monks and sadhus and what have you. That's how this project started, but it has evolved into much, much more. It is following my personal journey of awakenings, of aha moments, of life-changing information by talking to, now I think I have 17 interviews completed, talking to some amazing, wise, beautiful souls who have assisted me with adjusting, changing, and evolving my life. And I share that information on my personal journey in the documentary series, but also it takes a turn right about now, episode 10, 11, 12, where I'm focusing greatly on what is the way for people living in the West to experience spirituality, to experience deep healing from complex trauma, to awaken their energy body, to connect more to the God source energy within themselves and all people. This project has transformed to just focusing on the rainbow body, to now is the Eastern practices, yogas, meditations, Buddhism, tantric yogas from India, the East, are they actually helping people? Because as Baba and I, Amrita Baba, talk about in this past episode, like it just got released, for example, you have many Buddhist lamas coming from Tibet or Nepal or what have you, from the East, who have many students who people go to for assistance and help around their life, right? Because why do we engage in these spiritual practices ultimately? Is because we want to feel good. We want to be happy. We want to feel healed and whole and live out our true life's purpose, right? At least that's one of my main reasons, desires for seeking out different spiritual practices from the East, or any spiritual practice. So you have these lamas, teachers, gurus from the East, who are monks, who don't drive cars maybe, who don't have families, who don't sit in traffic, who don't have kids, who don't run businesses, who don't live in LA, New York, all these things, right? Living in the Western world, engaging in Western affairs. You have these monks, these gurus, these teachers teaching people in the West who are engaged in the Western world. You know, of course, people in the West can become monks or nuns or sadhus or hermits, whatever, but us people that are still engaged in the world, engaged in Western life, driving cars, waking up early, getting their kids up, making their kids breakfast, making yourself breakfast, getting them dressed, getting yourself dressed, getting them to school on time, getting to work on time, sitting in traffic, doing the 1, 2, or 3 jobs, coming home, picking up the kids, going to sport, whatever it is, working a 9 to 5, grinding it out to live out your passion, sitting in LA traffic, dealing with the stresses of modern life. people go to these nuns and monks and Eastern gurus and teachers for advice on how to live their life. But these monks and nuns and yogis, a lot of them, they don't know anything about that type of lifestyle. So what do? They teach you what they know. They'll teach you meditation. They'll teach you specific forms of meditation and yogas. They'll teach you about Dzogchen. They'll teach you about deep practices of the mind, about the body, about your energy, but that have been designed for people in the East, living in Eastern cultures and Eastern life, because lay life, the life of the householder or the business person, whatever, in the West is completely different than lay life in the East. So we talk about this. What is the way for Westerners who are still want to be in the life of the Western world, who want to run businesses or be an artist or a musician or have a family and so on and so forth, not retreat from society, but be engage in life and the beautiful blessings and the joy and the beauty of life? How do we stay in the world but still be happy and loving and healed and whole and feel like we have purpose? And I'm not saying that these practices from Buddhism or different Hindu yogas or tantras don't work, but they're designed for specific types of people living specific types of lives. And I think there are parts of these yoga practices, I'll speak for myself, hatha yoga, yoga poses, the yogas that's big in the West, has changed my life significantly. It had a big purpose, especially in my 20s, to help me to heal and to help me to evolve to who I am. Different Buddhist practices and tantras and yogas helped me greatly to master my mind and my energy and my body. But what happened to me as I started getting deeper into Mahamudra, Dzogchen, more quote unquote advanced yogic meditational practices and running energy, it started to harm me personally, because a lot of the practices in the Eastern meditation traditions from around the world, or the Eastern meditation traditions that were designed for people in the East living in an Eastern type of culture and life, right? So these practices that come from meditation traditions, a lot of them are designed specifically to remove things from you, to remove and to destroy even desires, your wanting things, your love for food, wanting to have friends, wanting to be social, wanting to create, wanting to go places and explore. A lot of them are designed for you to be able to just sit in samadhi and attain the rainbow body, which is why a lot of masters who attain the rainbow body spend 10, 20, 30 years in and out of retreat and living as hermits in small towns in nature, because it seems that is required to have this single pointed focus, which a lot of what these teachings teach you, to attain a specific goal. But if that's not your goal and you're practicing those practices like I was doing, I was not wanting to be with my family. I was not wanting to create. I have no friends now. I don't know what really to do with myself sometimes besides be a parent, because I spent so much time practicing these practices from meditation cultures of the East that have destroyed, in a way, some of my passions and desire to live, which I'm recreating. But it seemed like it harmed me more than good. Inside, sure, I can stare at a wall and meditate and be in bliss and happy and feel all my feelings and process and do shadow work all day long. But I have a family. I'm a householder. I have desires. I want to experience the beauty of my senses, the beauty of this life through my senses. So this is really where this documentary is leading. And if this resonates with you, I encourage you to watch it, because it is not just about the rainbow body, how to attain the rainbow body, what it is, why it is, how does it happen, light body and all this stuff. It goes into way more details about how us in the West can create our way. What is our way of attaining the rainbow body, which is ultimate enlightenment, technically? What is our way of being the most loving, compassionate human being, living out our true life's purpose, healing deep trauma, doing our shadow work, being as a loving, compassionate human being as possible? What is one of our ways of doing this? Using the Eastern practices as a model, perhaps. Thank you for listening. Please watch it, enjoy. Thank you so much.